How big a role will the politics play with the Patriots tonight on media night?
I think it's going to be really big, and thank you for having me. I think when you look at the landscape right now, this past weekend, all that's happened, and the fact that Brady hasn't had the opportunity to be laid bare in front of the national media on this, I think the recipe is there for him to be in the crosshairs of the national media tonight. Now, he's done a very good job of slow playing it and keeping it all at arm's distance, but I don't think it's inevitable that it's going to come up.
But and I'm sure the Patriots have a strategy, right?
Yeah.
Would they get together as a team to have a strategy for tonight?
They wouldn't necessarily do that. It would more be a blanket. Just don't do something that we're going to have to talk about for the next 4 days because you uttered X, Y, or Z. With Brady, I think it's a personal strategy, and I think the captains will pass it on too. I don't think that they muzzle them to the point where if you have a view on something that you want to express, go ahead and do that, but don't make it over the top so that we're talking about this incessantly and other people are being asked about it.
Most likely to break ranks on the Patriots would be who?
I would say Martellus Bennett.
Yeah.
I would say in a walk.
Yeah.
In a walk, Martellus Bennett.
But if I look at Brady and Belichick, both have said that they supported Donald Trump, and both are going to be there for the media to at least ask. Robert Kraft has already said how he feels about Donald Trump. Is it a fair question to ask of these men in this setting?
It is.
About immigration with Donald Trump, with what happened yesterday?
To go to policy, I think that's a jump. I mean, to ask a guy who's preparing for the Super Bowl and ask him, can you weigh in on this decision handed down and all the things that are going on? I think that's unfair, and I wouldn't want to go to a quarterback to get some kind of political analysis. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what it means myself, what's real, what's imagined, where the reality of things lie. Why would I go to the quarterback? It is fair game to ask him how uncomfortable it is, different aspects of his relationship that have come to the fore over the course of time. But here's the interesting thing. I wrote about this. Remember when Obama was running in 2008, and the Reverend Jeremiah Wright had some comments. And this was in March of 2008. And they were very incendiary comments, anti-American comments. And just a few days later, Obama gave a speech. It was called A More Perfect Union speech. And in it, he basically said exactly what Brady has been saying. There are people who we have relationships with or friendships with that say things that we don't necessarily agree with or do things that we don't agree with. But that doesn't mean we disavow them as friends or people. Now, it's the same thing boiled down to Brady just saying, why do I have to talk about this? I don't want to talk about this.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.